It's the Full Force News Burst, brought to you by GeneralsJoesReborn.com with me, Diagnostic 80, and the invincible Justin Bell. The official Gi Joe website is back. In what has been quite a whirlwind of a day for Joe fans, with the retro line confirmed to be in Canada and the US per official documentation, we've also been treated to a brand new overhaul of the GiJoe.com website. The new site has been adorned with a number of pages, including a history of the brand timeline, cool new-ish artwork that we saw a short while back with that weird Malaysian adventure camp Facebook page, and tons of character info for what we can only assume are figures lined up for both retro and classified introductions. There are also all the usual aspects you can expect, including a shop to purchase the toys, information on the media throughout the years in comics, animation, live-action movies, mobile games, as well as a section for the upcoming Snake Eyes movie. The site also boasts a few hidden features where you can see a decoded view of all those cool icons you see on the classified packaging. There's also so much never-before-seen artwork for the recent and upcoming classified figures that has been a lot of fun to navigate. Justin, great to have you back with us again. It's been a while.
Yes.
Firstly, how shocked were you when this news came flooding in earlier today?
Well, I wasn't necessarily shocked that, there was a Gi Joe website out there. I mean, I wasn't expecting it today, but I was shocked at kind of the level that they've gone to on the website. Honestly, it's really, really impressive. But, I had to figure something like this was in the works, especially with the movie and with the toys and everything. But the breadth of knowledge and the new art and all that stuff that was quite the pleasant surprise indeed.
Yeah. I mean, what's funny is I think my mind has been so stuck on the product itself, like the retro line and all the information coming out of that, the classified figures and all that stuff. So because my mind's stuck on that, I didn't even think and obviously we've got Hasbro Pulse, and I just assume Hasbro Pulse is the place for all of this kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So when when the GiJoe.com website, I think it was His Tank posted it first. I think Udana sent me a message saying, "What the hell, man? Check this out!" And I was like, "What?" So I'm thinking. That's Silver Optimus, by the way, on Twitter for everyone out there. He messaged me to say, have you seen this? And I'm like, no. And all of a sudden it was just like, whoa, what is... I didn't even think for a second that... And it just didn't dawn on me that GiJoe.com would have been, they'd have pulled it out of the vault and given it a fresh coat of paint and everything. But yeah, it's pretty impressive, isn't it? I mean, what about it makes you happy so far from what you've seen?
Most striking thing to me is just the new artwork that they've shown for Storm Shadow and for Red Ninja Viper and the Alley Vipers.
Oh yeah, the Alley Viper close-up art is gorgeous, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the new art, especially compared to stuff we got with the 25th anniversary, the new art is almost universally just beautiful. I mean, it's really amazing, especially the Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow that I'm kind of looking at right now. Finally getting some good close-up views of those, and the artwork. I mean, that's been really the most kind of in-your-face impressive thing. Although just the level of detail they go into is just amazing. I mean, they've got this whole section on history and everything like that. But what I really love, and what we were kind of talking about before we started recording, was just the way you can click on the little emblems in the character and be taken to a classified files page where it has all the different emblems, and then you can click on them, and underneath them flies out a window that says all the characters. You can click the Covert Ops emblem, and it'll show you all the different characters who are Covert Ops, and you can click any one of them and navigate to their character page. And I mean, there was a lot of work that kind of went into this, and a lot of thought, and it's really, really cool the way they're kind of linking everything together, and the way they've kind of gamified their specialties, where it's not just Snake Eyes as Covert Ops. It's like he's got this cool logo, and you can click on that logo and see everybody else who's Covert Ops as well, and it really gives kind of a gamer feel, which is kind of neat. Collect all the Covert Ops guys.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
What makes me think that's quite interesting is things like sub-teams. It's almost like the new way of doing a sub-team, isn't it? In a sense, how do you pick the specialists for this particular battle? And it's like you go on the website, you click on the jungle. I mean, I'm talking about it in a purely young child play capacity, but this is definitely something we're going to do. And it's like you'll see all the jungle ops guys pop up and things like that. And I love how there's so many different icons. Like there's black market deals on there as well. I'm like, what? And you click on that, and obviously it's Xamot and Tomax and Destro Yeah, just all that kind of stuff is really fun. That, I think, was probably the most impressive part for me, was seeing all of those. Because remember at Toy Fair, I was with John Golombewski, and Lenny had mentioned, and you were watching along at the time, and we were messaging each other back and forth, but Lenny mentioned when he was on stage, at the end of his talk, he kind of dropped some information saying that, oh yeah, if you look on the sides of the boxes, you'll see these logos, and they equate to you know, like power or what they can do, what their attributes are. And I remember him being stopped by the marketing guy and said, well, let's probably not go any further than that. And I think they were trying to keep that under the hat a little bit, weren't they? Because and I think Lenny just kind of let it kind of slip out. But it's quite interesting now to see what they were going for, and now on this website you can see why that they've gone into so much detail with that.
Exactly. I should note, I mean, there are some areas of the website that are obviously still under construction. I'm on that section now, and under skill and mastery, under animal handling, it's got Chuckles and barbecue. So I'm not sure what animals they handle currently, but there you go.
But fried chicken for barbecue. And Chuckles, I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything funny enough. I'm not witty enough. I'm sorry, guys. I've failed you all.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's talk about that for a quick second. What do you make of the character selections? And do you think it points towards possible classified and retro releases in the future? I
think it's possible. I mean, there's some that are clearly that way. I mean, I think we already know about like Gung Ho and Alley Viper and those guys.
Yeah.
It was Zartan, quite possibly. So I think it's possible. There are some obscure characters on there, like, you know, Sand Scorpion with the Python Patrol Rock Viper artwork. You know, you're not sure if he's going to be. Yeah, it doesn't seem likely that he's a classified candidate. But.
Someone's obviously Googled Sand Scorpion Gi Joe, and the Python Patrol Rock Viper, the artwork has popped up, because I mean, that was I think everyone in the community noticed that simultaneously. It was like, why is there, I know Paddy mentioned it, he mentioned it in the message group, he said, guys, what's a Sand Scorpion and why does it look like that? And I was kind of like, I was like explaining to Paddy what era the Sand Scorpion came out, and then I go on the website, I'm like, that's a Python Patrol Rock Viper. But in any case,
and the weird thing is about that is that
I wonder how long along the line it's been designed. By the way, could you imagine if they've designed a Sand Scorpion and they've based it on a Python Rock Viper? Just bear that in mind.
I've got to tell you, I'm on the Cobra section now, and I do not see him there anymore.
Ooh, I wonder if he's been removed. I hope someone took a screenshot, because I did not.
I don't know if I did either.
Oh, I think Surveillance Port did. Shout out to Surveillance Port. I think I'm going to just steal your image, guys. Thank you. And I'm not going to credit you any more than just shouting it out on the show now.
On the Cobra side, I'm looking at the Cobra side, and I mean, the characters are all pretty mainstream. Like you've got the typical, you know, Cobra hierarchy. You've got the Trooper, you got the Viper, and you got Zartan and the Dreadnoks, and that's pretty much, you know, the crew on the Cobra side. Gi Joe, it gets a little bit obscure. I think the choice of Chuckles is interesting, because, you know, he's been rumored as being one of the characters in that, you know, an upcoming Gi Joe film. So it kind of makes sense that he's there.
Big time.
But you got like Barbecue, who knows? I mean, Helix, maybe they just included her because she's so prevalent in the IDW comic books. But
and very recent as well. Yeah,
it's interesting.
Do you know? Like, I love the fact that you look through all the artwork and you're seeing like John Royal art, and you're seeing, I forget the guy's name, he did a lot of the 50th anniversary stuff, like the unreleased stuff. Mike Thompson, was it? Mike Thompson did like Pursuit of Cobra and Rise of Cobra. Oh, my fault. He might have done 50th anniversary. I don't know if he did any of that. There was a few that got like canned though, weren't there? Like the Action Man, and there's a couple of other ones. And there's artwork floating around about it, and you see that kind of unreleased Flint artwork and the unreleased Gung Ho artwork, and you think, and then you're looking around, and then you get the sci-fi, and it's the artwork from like that bio from the comic. Like that, you know, it's just, I love that they've Order of Battle or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Because you've even got some card art used. You've got Ripcord, I believe. You've got, I want to say, I want to say there's 25th on there too, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But they've covered a lot of different like eras and media and all sorts, and I quite like the fact that they've done that in a weird way, even if they are placeholders. Definitely. Yeah, like Rock and Roll, who's got like, he's in his black t-shirt and just, you know, machine gun belts over his chest, very much kind of the Devil's Due / IDW look and feel. You know? Absolutely. Are there any standout characters for you that you're really excited to see? from the list? I mean, bear in mind we are speculating that this is what we're going to see in the classified line, but it's not beyond the realm. I mean, it would make sense for that to be the case. Are there any that stand out to you and that you would love to see in that 6-inch scale?
On the Gi Joe side, I mean, I think Ripcord would be a really cool 6-inch figure.
Think of all of his gear.
Cool stuff done.
Yeah, like the mask and the parachute. Oh, that would be sweet.
That'd be very cool. And Stalker's on that Gi Joe list too. I'd always love to see him. I don't really like the uniform they chose for him and his kind of placeholder art, but I do think he'd be a cool figure to get 6-inch scale. And of course, on the Cobra side, you got to say Zartan would be awesome to see in the classified line.
They better make his color change skin.
Oh, man. No kidding. That'd be amazing. And I'm trying to figure out where this Major Blood artwork is from. I love the Major Blood art, and I'm trying to identify who the artist is. It looks familiar, but I can't quite pick it out. But he would look amazing as a classified figure as well.
Oh yeah, totally. That is a comic one, isn't it? That's like a comic cover or something. I think there's.
Some sign of.
There's so much variation. Road Pig looks ridiculous, and I can't wait to see what they do with that body, because it's got to be bigger than Roadblock, hasn't it?
Oh, I would think so. Yeah, I mean, it would have to be huge.
Tomax and Zaymot stand out to me as well. I kind of think that would be a really cool 2-pack to do. I'm a bit concerned they might just release one with a spare head. That's an option, I suppose, but a 2-pack would be brilliant.
Well, if they made the thing so it could be swapped out and reversed or whatever, made a sash reversible so you could swap it around, maybe that would be okay. I don't know.
No, just do a 2-pack. Screw it, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah,
just do a 2-pack.
These look amazing, and like navigating the site, there's an element there for the Snake Eyes movie. Obviously, nothing concrete yet. A lot of placeholder stuff. We're probably going to be getting a lot of information flooding through in the next couple of weeks. Regards to like the retro line, classified reveals. We've got Fan First Friday, which is Gi Joe centric, on Friday the 26th, which is only next week. Which is crazy. We're getting an interview with Lenny on Wednesday, Lenny Panzica, so hopefully we'll be able to get that out on Thursday, and we're being pressured to get it out on Thursday by Hasbro, so I've got a feeling that we're going to be getting a lot of information coming out, guys, so keep kind of, keep your eyes peeled, keep your focus on the full force, ignore the rest of them, they don't know what they're doing. I'm just kidding, that's harsh. What I've noticed is everyone's getting really excited again, and I'm kind of happy for that. There's a lot of positivity. Still the negativity is creeping through, but that will happen. But I mean, what have your thoughts been on that side of things? Have you seen a lot of the positives coming out of this excitement building?
A little bit. I think the website generated quite a bit of it today, although I have noticed quite a few people picking things apart. Like there was Chuckles at one point had Duke's bio information, and somebody was like rolling their eyes at that. And so, I mean, I've seen some little, picking here and there, but by and large, people seem to be pretty excited and enthusiastic about the way the website is produced.
Yeah.
I think people are cautiously optimistic about the retro figures. Confirmation that they're 3 3/4 inches, I think, has generated a little bit more excitement. I still see kind of the same mixed bag with the classified line. But I think, all in all, as the year goes on, I think people are getting a little bit more ramped up. I think we really need like a movie trailer and some stuff like that to really start getting people realizing that this is a real thing and that this is actually happening. I mean, if we do by next Friday, if we really get a good idea of what the line looks like for the year, I think that would help really kind of, build in some anticipation. I think, I know people are pretty excited about the Cobra Commander drop tonight on the network app, so the excitement's there, and I think it's building. So I think it can only get stronger from here, which is great.
One thing I will mention as well, we did it was like a news burst some time ago where I think it was Lincoln Design Company on Instagram posted some artwork that was it was from a pitch last year that was turned down, and everyone thought it was the retro. I jumped to that conclusion as well. I thought, could we be looking at the retro artwork? It's appeared, and it is on the main page of the Gi Joe website. So what's nice is at least that artwork didn't get completely dropped, and you can see it if you scroll down on the main page. It's the legacy of Gi Joe throughout the years. You can see that kind of design to the left hand side with the Yo-Jo in the background and everything, the use of the kind of old artwork. So it's nice to see that some of it has actually been salvaged, shall we say, in that sense.
Definitely. Yeah, and I got to say that whole front page is really awesome, just the way that it's all laid out and scrolled down, and like the collect. I just really geeked out over the section that says collect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got that action shot with all 4 of the classified figures kind of in their dynamic posing, and it's really badass. And that PDF that's got the little checklist and stuff, I really hope they kind of keep that up to date.
It's almost like the website is acting like the card, like the box itself. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know, because obviously we have very generic boxes on the back where it's just the big artwork. It's nice that we have got that outlet to see the kind of the cross sell and the bios and all the information. So it's nice. There's like an interactivity. It'll make the website, I suppose, a little bit more practical as well, won't it?
Exactly, yeah. Reason for people to keep coming back to it.
Absolutely. Well, Justin, dude, thank you so much for jumping on, mate, and chatting this cool stuff. There's still loads to unpack from this, really. We're going to be, again, like, inundated with news bursts. You guys are going to be inundated. I'm going to be inundated with work in the worst possible timing ever. But, you know, that's life. So, yeah, hopefully we can get it all out to you promptly. And Justin, thanks for jumping on, mate.
My pleasure. Anytime, man.
Well, not anytime.
Well, most times. Sometimes. Occasionally here and there.
And now I can do the sign-off. I can do the sign-off without just talking about myself. That's it for this instalment of the Full Force News Burst. Thank you to my awesome co-host, not me for a change, Justin Bell. See you next time, and as always, full force. And yo, Joe. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/TheFullForce, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback or questions. We have also started a Patreon page, so if you want to see your name up in lights on these videos or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/TheFullForce podcast or click the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.